Being a health system scientist is not a standard kind of job that people talk about. But as a health behaviorist, I find it tremendously interesting why people make the decisions that they make and what we can do in the environment to influence them. I grew up in the South Bronx during a period of time when the South Bronx had its issues and challenges. And what struck me was really not only just the circumstances in which people could survive, but also the impact of individuals who really wanted to make a difference. I knew I could do that. I was inspired by the hospital institutions and others that came into my community to make that kind of a difference. And so I started studying why both do people make the decisions they make, but also what systems can help them make better choices and decisions. I find it particularly thrilling when you can connect someone to a resource that will help them that they had no idea was there. And even more thrilling than that is when people develop this sense of self-efficacy, this notion that I can do that on my own. And they really start to help themselves, to connect themselves, to utilize the strategies that go along with the community connections. And so you end up with this wonderful feedback loop of remember when you helped me, find my doctor? Well, I use that same strategy to find another community resource. And they've empowered themselves, they've empowered their lives. And if I can keep doing that every day, it means that I have the best job ever. So I'll give you two things that are really exciting me right now. One of the things that really excites me is when you're able to help people peripherally. And so right now, one of the things we're working on is something called the Fresh Match Initiative, where we connect people who have SNAP benefits to increase resources. And what we found had tremendous impact is that by just making it that people can utilize their SNAP card with this extended benefit to purchase additional fruits and vegetables, on average, families are buying effectively $90 extra every month worth of fruits and vegetables, which we know is helping to keep them healthy. The other thing that really floats my boat is work that we're doing in the housing stability space. Right now, so many people are being asked questions about things that they don't necessarily think are connected. And what we're doing in our housing space is we're talking to people, making sure they're connected before they have the challenges that lead to eviction or displacement or lack of affordability. Getting people connected to those services and able to have the confidence that they can afford their lives, that they can sustain their lives, that they're not a check or two away from being displaced. Setting up those programs means the world to me. I would tell them, and I do tell them, that the key to this is innovation, but not in the way they think. The key of innovation is about taking what exists already and making it better. There's so much that has been discovered already, and those foundational learnings need to continue to evolve. We're absolutely looking for the brilliance of younger minds coming in, transforming existing knowledge to make it better. And so I would say for young professionals, if you're looking to make your mark in the industry, in my industry, the social sciences or even the clinical sciences, the key is around innovation, but innovation built on the foundations of the discoveries that have come before them. And then they can, go from, flying a paper airplane to launching a rocket ship.